Shot through the lung and losing blood, Zeke watched Clayton drag Elaine toward Black Hawk Canyon Bridge. The bridge was rotting, the outlaws were armed, and the girl he knew as Helen had just revealed her true name. If he crossed, he might die. If he stopped, she was gone. Zeke. Clayton snapped him out of his memory. Anything. Zeke cast his gaze out the window. Outside the way station, the vast landscape stretched to the blue horizon. He turned back and shook his head. Clayton turned his attention back to the station manager kneeling at his feet. The poor man was blindfolded with his hands tied behind his back. His terrified wife and daughter cowered in the corner, also bound and blindfolded. "I'm not sure you're telling the truth." Clayton's voice was eerily calm and cool. "My man here says he doesn't see a thing, and I've never met another fella with eyes as sharp as his." "Please," whimpered the manager, "I swear to you. The relief driver was delayed and the others haven't arrived yet. I don't know why, but nothing is here. There is no gold." "I know the relief driver is delayed," Clayton assured him. "We delayed him." Clayton knelt down beside the man and put his hand on his shoulder. "We can do this one of two ways. Either you tell me where the shipment is, or I let my associate Jeremiah loose. Now before you answer, you should know that he's got his lustful eyes all over your lovely wife and daughter." The two of them began weeping more profusely. "I swear to God," the manager gathered all his wits, "there is nothing here." Clayton stood and punched the man in the jaw as hard as he could. The manager fell to the ground, his head bouncing like a soft melon on the rough wooden floor. At the sound of it, his wife and daughter gasped and cried even louder. "It's okay," he told them. "I'm okay." "Not for long," said Clayton dismissively before turning to the hulking Jeremiah. "See what you can do." The burly miscreant sneered. He towered above the mother and daughter, then bent over and inhaled deeply. The girl, who couldn't have been a day over 14, began weeping through her blindfold. "Girl," Jeremiah said to her, "you're about to become a woman." He grabbed her by the elbow and hoisted her to her feet. The girl's mother did all she could to attack her daughter's would-be rapist, but with her hands tied behind her back, there wasn't much she could do but wail and hurl insults. In return, she received a sharp blow to the jaw from Jeremiah's knee and fell to the floor silent and unconscious. The manager seemed too scared to say anything, but, "Please," which he simply repeated over and over again, barely audible whisper. Zeke stepped away from the window. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" he growled at the mountainous figure, who now had the young girl slung over his shoulder. "Stay out of this, Zeke," came the reply. Theodore and his equally disturbing brother Samuel looked on and simply giggled at the sight. They would be no help. Zeke turned to Clayton. "This ain't what we agreed to." Clayton seemed bored with it all. "Zeke," he said, "sometimes you have to improvise." At that, Jeremiah laughed and turned to carry his victim into an adjoining room. In a flash, Zeke had drawn his Colt revolver and was pointing it square at Jeremiah's back. "You take one more step," he said, "and I swear to God I will send you to your judgment." Jeremiah stopped. "You ain't got the stomach," he said over his shoulder. Zeke pulled the hammer back. "You have no idea what I've got the stomach for, but you best believe that I will kill you where you stand if you don't put that girl down. What the hell's got into you?" Clayton's hand was moving slowly to his rifle. Before he could reach it, Zek's left hand flew to his holster, and out came the second Colt. Wanting to make his point in a hurry, he pulled the hammer back without hesitation. "I wouldn't do that," he said to Clayton, then to the other three. "If any of you move, I'll burn you down. Now let that girl go." Slowly, Jeremiah lowered the teenager to the floor. "You're making a big mistake," said Clayton. "No. The mistake was agreeing to do this job with you. You said we weren't going to hurt anybody. The only one's gonna get hurt now is you." Jeremiah's teeth were clenched. In the distance, they could hear the faint sound of a stagecoach approaching. The five men stood frozen, not knowing what would happen next. "What the hell is that?" asked Clayton of no one in particular. "It's the Wells Fargo driver," whimpered the manager. "I told you he was delayed." Clayton nodded to Theodore. "Check it out, Teddy." Theodore edged over to the window. "Looks like he's telling the truth," he said. "Goddamn it," cursed Clayton under his breath. "So what do we do now, Zeke?" "You shoot that six off now. They're liable to hear it and come in blazing with the scatterguns." "We kill him and rob the coach," offered Samuel. "You kill a Wells Fargo teamster," said Zeke without taking his eyes off Clayton, "and they'll cover this territory with Pinkertons." Clayton considered this quietly. "Then what do we do, Zeke?" Zeke would have to admit that he had no plan. As he stood there trying to think of something, He felt a sharp blow to the back of his head. The last thing he remembered was the floor coming up to meet him. "What are we doing?" she finally asked after several minutes of silent observation. "Waiting," answered Zeke. "Waiting for what?" Zeke didn't answer. Helen looked him over. "Don't be angry," she admonished gently. "Just tell me what they're doing." Zeke sighed. "We're waiting for an opportunity. We don't want to just ride down there, guns a-blazing if we don't have to. The girls are safe. I've got them in my sights. No reason to hurry. If they send even one fella out for supplies, then that's one less gun for me to worry about. I'll try to get them talking, then when I've found the girl, I'll make my move. You take that little belt pistol, and just start firing. The noise will distract them. I'll keep a lane near me. If we get separated, you take the other girls and head over those hills to the other side of the glen. I'll cover you. Then what? Worry about surviving the first part, before you start making a fuss about the after part." "Zeke," she said after some time, "I need to tell you something." "Yeah." Zeke was still looking through the spyglass. "Nothing," said Helen after a moment. Zeke took his eye out of the spyglass and looked at her. "It's all right to be afraid," he told her. "It happens to everyone." "Not you," she countered. "Of course it does. What are you afraid of?" He turned his attention back to the camp. "Lots of things," he finally said. Together they watched as the rider entered the camp. He dismounted and approached one of the men. After a short conversation, they walked to the line of women and the lone rider examined each, one by one. There were 8, not 7 as Helen had originally figured. When they had looked all the women over, the rider turned to leave. The man from the camp grabbed his arm, and a heated discussion ensued. The other men in the camp began to converge around them, as they argued. "What's happening?" asked Elaine. "Alienation. I have not a clue," answered Zeke grimly, "but it don't look good." After a few minutes, the well-dressed rider removed what looked like a small purse from his pocket, and emptied what Helen presumed to be coins into his hand. Before handing them to the other man, he pointed animatedly the direction that Helen and Zeke lay hiding. The well-dressed man turned back, mounted his horse, and started off in the direction from which he had come. The men of the camp gathered around one another in a small discussion that ended when the leader made a dismissive gesture with his arm. A few of the men could be heard whooping and hollering as they began pawing at the girls and throwing them on the ground. "Goddamn it," said Zeke to no one in particular. Below, they were tearing clothes and removing belts. One of the women, overcome with fear, took flight and ran as fast as she could, being blindfolded with her hands tied behind her. A large man calmly drew his pistol and shot her in the back. Helen saw this happen, saw the smoke from his gun, and watched the girl fall dead, and then the sound of the shot echoed around her ears.